Dragon Ball began with Goku, a hero through and through who learned to appreciate martial arts through two mentors, his grandpa Gohan and Master Roshi. Much of the first half of Dragon Ball is Roshi pushing Goku forward with his own ideals, aiming to use his own strength to keep Goku humble and wise in the ways of combat. Roshi himself had his own master, Mutaito, who is given emphasis in the King Piccolo saga, adding to this constant passing down of the torch. This gave Dragon Ball a generational feel, with heavy emphasis on heroism and strength passing down exponentially from one master to the next. Then, with Dragon Ball Z and the introduction of Gohan, the next phase of the storytelling would begin. Gohan was being slowly built up through his introduction to the Cell Saga, becoming stronger than Goku with the same spirit of heroism. He was able to defeat Cell when Goku couldn't, creating a lineage from Mutaito to Roshi and Gohan to Goku, and now, Gohan. Then the Buu Saga started. Gohan became the main character, got his own love interest, and his own side characters. He gained his own form of comic relief, like Goku's naivety, through the Great Saiyaman. Gohan even had two younger characters to eventually pass the torch to, just as he was for Goku. Goku was treated like a master, yet the Buu Saga didn't continue with this theme in mind. Goku and Vegeta became the focus, with Gohan passing by the wayside to the point Videl was being bloody and written out of the story soon, with Gohan's focus never being rewarded with a victory. In fact, Gohan ends up being absorbed by Buu, then killed for the first time. He ends up being nothing more than a key battery for Goku at the end, who is brought back to life and made the de facto hero of the franchise forever. When the studio made GT, Gohan was irrelevant. In Super, Gohan is irrelevant. Just as the Buu Saga, Goku and Vegeta take back the reins, Super feeling more like the Goku show than the expansive generational cast we were shown with the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Of course, Superhero and the last chapters of the manga seem to be seeking to redeem Gohan. Even Goten and Trunks are included in what seems to be the new focused cast. Of course, Goku and Vegeta remain in that cast and still seem like they'll be the main characters. So let's change this. Unlike Toriyama, I do think Gohan makes a great main character, and he had the popularity to prove it. So starting from the Buu Saga, let's rewrite Dragon Ball to keep its important theme of generational inheritance. Goku will be allowed his one day to vacation on Earth, as I actually like this callback to when Grandpa Gohan did the same thing. It cements him as the passed-on master whose influence is still strong, the same as Gohan was to Goku. The tournament is what I'll change a bit. The junior division can stay the same. It's cute and it helps build Goten and Trunks' characters. It's important if they're going to be the next generation. The first match, Piccolo vs. Shin, will be a big change. Piccolo attempts to forfeit, the Kami in him simply having too much respect for the Supreme Kai to battle him. I'd like it to be made sure this is out of respect, not fear, to stay true to Piccolo's personality. Shin, however, will refuse and commands Piccolo to fight him. Piccolo sees this as a test, and the audience will see this as a potential villain in Shin because of the forced conflict. Shin will want to do this because he'll want to survey the competition and see if Piccolo is truly good at this point. So Shin and Piccolo fight, so we actually have at least a single battle with the Supreme Kai, and I'd be happy with this being a competitive fight. I'd have Shin win, even if just barely, to showcase how strong he is. Next, I'd have Goku versus Vegeta. Yes, straight up one-on-one Goku versus Vegeta. And I'd have Vegeta lose. This is when Super Saiyan 3 debuts, Goku using it to beat Vegeta, something Vegeta cannot access. This loss will heavily affect Vegeta, giving him motivation so we understand why he goes Majin soon after this. After this, I'd have a quick match with Videl versus Yamu. Videl beats Yamu pretty handedly, and we get to show off what makes Videl world champion material. Her study of the real strongest martial artists like Gohan and his friends, and experience beating on other martial artists and criminals. Then we see Yamu make some decision as he meets with Spopovich in the dark bowels of the tournament building. And we watch as an M appears on his forehead. There's foreshadowing. Meanwhile, Android 18 versus Krillin. It'd be cute and fun. We're going to need this since darker stuff is happening soon. 18 wins, but Krillin puts on a respectable effort. 18 scolds him because she knows he didn't go all out. but kisses him because she knows he didn't because he loves her. She also remarks that he knows he'd lose regardless of the effort he put in. Gohan in round 1 can defeat anyone. I say we redeem Killa and make him not super racist, but actually a good fighter to give Gohan a quick match even if he's vastly overpowered. Kind of like King Choppa or Pamput of the past. Mr. Satan can beat any of the others. Pintar, sure. Showcase he actually has some smarts to beat the bigger opponent, and that he has the skills to be world champion, even if he's not as powerful as our main cast. Once again, this should be a quick match for Satan to win. Then we have some dramatics. Spopovich has his match and absolutely decimates Jewel. Jewel is nearly dead and the match is nearly called off. Satan shares his and Yamu's backstory to the rest of the cast, basically a less extreme version of what happened to Videl in the actual show. Yamu appears to pull Spopovich back, and the crowd sees Yamu appear stronger and different. Vegeta especially takes notice. Next is round 2, Gohan versus Goku. Yes, round 1 began with Goku versus Vegeta, and now we're getting Gohan versus Goku. If this is Goku's last tournament, we want to showcase some great matches with it. So Vegeta watches this match closely, and angrily. I imagine this fight to be like Goku versus Krillin, with a lot of respect, but with Gohan pretty clear in the lead in terms of power. Goku has experience though, which gives him some tricks up his sleeve, but Gohan is too smart to allow that to beat him. So Gohan actually beats Goku here. And Vegeta sees this and he's angry. He storms off, feeling humiliated, losing to Goku, who then lost to Gohan. He wonders how he lost his own fighting spirit if Earth itself has defeated him, proven by Gohan, a true Earthling, proving himself the strongest. Then is Videl versus Spopovich, and this match, unfortunately, will go like the show, but with Videl fighting back more. Despite Videl seeming strong enough to kill him, he just keeps bouncing back to the point of nearly killing Videl. Gohan wouldn't be able to hold back, his inner rage unable to be silenced as he flies into the ring. Shin flies in, telling Gohan to stop, that he needs to see what happens, but Gohan cares too much for Videl. He nearly threatens Shin, but Shin will keep the kind of nice personality we know him for, and allow Gohan through. Gohan takes out Spopovich, but is ambushed by Yamu. The match is called off. Gohan, Videl, Shin, Spopovich, all disqualified for interference. From here, events will follow similarly to the manga, except I'd have Goku tell Gohan he trusts him to handle this, and his time is up. Goku will return back to heavens, and the focus will remain on Gohan from now on. So, Gohan, Vegeta, Shin, Piccolo, Kibito, Krillin, and Videl will all fly after Yamu and Spopovich. But this time, Videl doesn't give up halfway through. We want to elevate her, not ground her. She may be out of her league, but that pressure that's on her will turn her into a diamond. Dabura shows off his stone spit powers on Kibito, then pushing him down to shatter him. He is able to turn Krillin to stone too, giving Gohan the motivation to see this battle through to the end to save his friend. Instead of Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan with Shin, it's Gohan, Piccolo, and Vegeta with Shin, as Krillin stays behind, with Videl watching over him. Here I would maybe say put a quick filler of, say, Pamput or Giran, who has been turned by Babidi, and Videl beats them while protecting Krillin. It gives Videl a nice fight and elevates her to where Goku was in the past. Then, the journey through the layer stays the same, just with Piccolo there instead of Goku. Shin is still incredibly impressed by their strength, and this keeps Piccolo near their level. It's not a Saiyan thing, but wow, these three are almost as strong as I, a god. As this happens, the tournament continues to 18 versus Satan, and the junior division, which remains the same. Saiyan will offer a showcase match along with the money, so we have Mighty Mask, aka Goten and Trunks in Disguise, versus 18, with 18 winning. So Satan will win the championship in the same way as he did in canon, but 18 gets the most money here, winning a showcase match and with Satan's bribe. Meanwhile, as Gohan fights Dabura, Vegeta gets frustrated seeing Gohan struggle. He feels he's being pushed down the totem pole of power, pretty much power scaling himself into the bottom. He gets turned into Majin Vegeta, and he blows all those people up in the stadium. However, this time he wants to fight Gohan, not able to believe the timid kid he used to bully on Namek turned out stronger than him, that he's being forgotten and sterilized by the planet. This fits the generational theme, with Vegeta as the antithesis of not allowing the power to move on to the next generation, kind of like the opposite of Goku. I think nothing would be lost if we showed that Vegeta actually kills Eraser and Sharpener as part of the damage, and this would fuel Gohan to keep his aggression towards Shin, so Gohan will go and fight Vegeta, ignoring Shin's warning. Piccolo and Shin will be the one to fight Dabura and Babidi and witness Buu's revival. Gohan wouldn't give Vegeta a senzu if asked, so I don't think Vegeta would be able to sneak up and knock out Gohan. They'd both fly together towards Buu, though there'd still be tension between them. Dabura is killed by Buu, and Piccolo is taken out by Buu, with Piccolo slowly regenerating afterward, showing off a similar feat to when he came back after his stone self was shattered in canon. Goten and Trunks would have followed, not cracking Krillin, thankfully. Here we get some great Videl babysitting of them, like in the second Broly movie. Krillin would most likely leave them to go to his wife once he's healed, and witness Vegeta's destruction of the tournament. Vegeta and Gohan arrive, Gohan immediately going towards his girlfriend and brother, while Vegeta doesn't hesitate to begin to battle Buu. Gohan hears about Piccolo's death, and is about to enter into a fury when he's calmed down by Videl, Goten, and Trunks. Videl shows her competence by telling him to let the two villains duke it out, and fight whoever is left instead of making it a three-way battle. Vegeta vs. Buu goes on as normal, with Videl being the one to decapitate Babidi, as Gohan and Goten rush after Trunks, who can sense his father is in danger. Shin is the one who tells Vegeta he won't come back if he dies, but the final flash occurs anyway, giving Vegeta his final moment of sacrifice, and he leaves the series. This will make this fantastic moment have the impact it finally deserves. He still says goodbye to Kakarot as his last words. He knows Kakarot is not in hell like he will go, so he really is saying goodbye to Kakarot for the final time. Shin brings Gohan with him to Otherworld, as he is able to tell Buu is not dead. Gohan tells Videl to relay all this to 18 and the others. He solemnly tells her to tell them Piccolo is deceased. Videl, Goten, and Trunks fly back. Instead of having Goku go Super Saiyan 3 against Buu around here, I'd suggest having Android 18 seek out her brother, Android 17, and together they would fight Buu. Krillin would be there as well, and he'd actually spill that Goten and Trunks, two children, are going to form into a mighty fighter, and this will inspire Buu to wait for them and end the battle there. Because he'd rather fight two fun kids than these two kind of stoic adults. Events would carry on as usual from here, with Piccolo reforming, impressing everyone, and then able to teach Goten and Trunks the fusion dance. Personally, before Super Buu does the human extinction attack, I'd shift Tien and Chiaotzu's surprise appearance to here. I'd have him show up just in time. I just think having every single being on Earth die off screen is not that good storytelling. Chiaotzu can show off his psychic powers to control the extinction attack and dissipate it, as Tien stops Buu. Piccolo and Tien would argue about whether to try to stop Buu here or wait out for Gotenks, and their bickering would probably entertain Buu to the point where he stops the fighting, and he just watches them. So Piccolo and Tien start to argue about mundane nonsense just to distract Buu, and I think this would make for some great comic relief. No one in the Lookout is just going to die here. We want to lower major character deaths unless they have real meaning. We don't want to have to bring back anyone. Even evil Buu is childish enough and easily distracted that everyone could come up with plans to distract him. Events go on as normal, with Gotenks battling Buu as Gohan trains with Shin. Gohan returns in his ultimate form after Gotenks is defeated, but just as Gohan is about to be absorbed like he was in canon, Piccolo saves him. Piccolo reverses his giant technique, turning small instead, and flies into Buu's mouth. It turns out he has been enhanced with an energy barrier from Shin and Old Kai, and is safe from digestion for a limited time. In that limited time, Piccolo is the one to free Goten, Trunks, and Good Buu from inside Buu as Gohan battles him. Thus emerges Kid Buu, with Gohan, Piccolo, Trunks, and Goten all there as he emerges. Kid Buu seeks to destroy Earth, but Shin, Kibito, and Old Kai all appear to teleport all the fighters into the sacred realm of the Kais to keep the universe safe. Shin takes Goten, Trunks, and Piccolo back to Korin's tower. them not really having the power to continue after all they've been through. This leaves the climactic battle of Gohan versus Kid Buu. Gohan, mystically powered by the good gods, and Kid Buu, an ultimate magical evil conjured by Evil Wizard. Now, innocent Buu would have appeared as well from inside him, and so Gohan and innocent Buu would team up to take down Kid Buu, with innocent Buu distracting Kid Buu as Gohan charges his ultimate Kamehameha, a showcase of just how good this new ultimate form is. While Kid Buu would be taken down, innocent Buu would have escaped in time and survived. And so Gohan would share an awkward arm over the shoulder as he's completely wiped out from using the ultimate Kamehameha. Gohan suggests that he'll be like a brother since he's dating Satan's daughter. Buu doesn't understand why Gohan would say something like that, which causes Gohan to laugh a little bit. He tells him that Buu seems so good and innocent as he is, and he wishes that Kid Buu could reincarnate as a good fighter like Buu is. This would keep Oob for the future, and showcase Buu as fitting for a friend of Gohan. Gohan then falls unconscious from the battle, and Buu is the one that flies him back home, seemingly magically able to traverse to and from the realm of the Kai. Gohan and Buu reunite with Videl and Satan. Goten and Trunks are proud of Gohan, but they promise they'll show Gohan up next time, flaunting their fusion strength. The saga ends similarly to the last one, in a wake for Vegeta. He was a villain, but one whose impact is felt. Bulma announces that she is pregnant, and she will raise the baby to be a hero, like Vegeta's last action, and she says she believes Vegeta was good in his last moments, even if Babidi possessed him to do evil. The saga's last few frames are of Vegeta, but only his hair. We hear, "Oh great, now I'm stuck with you." The camera pans up, showing a halo over his head. The camera pans, showing Goku's hair with his own halo. We can hear Goku's laugh as the saga comes to a close. This will suggest, but not confirm, Vegeta has made it to heaven to keep his ending less tragic, more in the themes of Dragon Ball. It also suggests Vegeta may really have been possessed, and his actions don't define his character in the Buu arc. The thing is, I don't think Dragon Ball would end here. Super exists after all, and we could continue to match the generational theme. I originally wanted to cover all of Super here, but with the length of this, I see I'll have to go one saga at a time. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see it, and like to let me know to continue this series. Comment your thoughts, whether they're good or bad. Next video, I'll go into Battle of Gods, and how would Gohan, Goten, and Trunks interact with Beerus? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Generations.